Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to that webinar on how to unite secure communications and document collaboration with Wire Drive. My name is Marie. I'm product manager at Wire, and I'm super excited and happy to be here.
Yeah, good morning, everyone, from me as well. Hi, Marie. Good to see you again. Thank you all for joining. This will be fun. I'm Mark, and I'm leading the solutions engineering team here at Wire. And I'm really looking forward to the next, roughly 30, 45 minutes to talk about this great addition to Wire. But before we start, before we actually get into Wire Drive, I would like to give you some more context and some introductions on Wire as a company, and especially also why companies and government organizations alike are choosing us as their communication and collaboration solution. So why Wire? That's the initial question that I put on here. And there are actually three things that really differentiate us and that we are really proud of. So the first one is that we're delivering the highest possible level of security, and we're doing this via full end-to-end encryption and by using the most advanced security protocol out there in the market that's called MLS, Messaging Layer Security. You might have heard about this. We're actually the first company that fully and 100% implemented MLS. And that's also why we are the first and only messaging solution that has the full certification from the BSI, the German Federal Office for Information Security, for handling not only standard information, but also classified information. Open source transparency is and always has been super important to us and an important element of security as well. So our source code is frequently audited independently and of course also by the BSI. That's a prerequisite for getting the certification. So you can be sure there are no hidden backdoors, and Wire has a broad community for collaboration as well. And last but not least, Wire is built in Europe and has mostly European investors. So we can help you to become digitally sovereign and enable digital communication and collaboration with software created in Berlin. So here are a couple of facts about Wire. And as I already mentioned, Wire is operating from Berlin, Germany. And by now we have roughly 140 employees. So already in 2012, Wire was founded by one of the former founders of Skype. You might have heard his name. His name is Janus Fries. His ideas around security, transparency, and sovereignty led to starting Wire with exactly that specific focus. So while our headquarters is in Berlin and around 70% of our team is in Germany, we also have offices in Paris and Amsterdam. So feel free to visit us when you're around. And our global and steadily rising customer base is now at around, I think it's roughly 1,800 businesses and government organizations worldwide. And on top of that, we have an absolutely amazing retention rate of 95%. So to sum it up, our customers across the globe are using Wire as the tool of choice for communication and collaboration. So let's take a quick look. And I just need to switch the screen here. Let's take a quick look at Wire and how Wire actually works today. So what you see here is a Wire conversation between three people, and they're actually preparing for a proposal for a customer, which is kind of a classic use case we really see quite often. So the first thing that happens is that Chris starts working together. He starts by adding a document, adding the initial proposal, and asks for some feedback from others. Rebecca, as you can see, is immediately jumping in. She downloads the document, adds the technical architecture, and after that, she uploads the V2 of the proposal via Wire. Then Thomas does the same thing, downloads the file, adds the legal review, and uploads his new version after that. So, Marie, this is how Wire looks like today without Wire Drive. And let me move to full screen now. This is how it looks like today Can you tell us a little bit more about the story behind WireDrive and why you developed WireDrive? And maybe you can even also show it to us.
Sure, Mark. So first of all, thank you so much for this introduction and demo of Wire Messenger. So at Wire, we believe that secure communication is only one part of collaboration. And we just saw it in your video, Mark. Teams, they don't only collaborate with exchanging messages, right? They are also working on documents, they review content, they share knowledge, and they also make decisions together. Um, and in many organizations, communication happens in one tool and document collaboration happens in another tool. So by that, this creates frictions, but also security risk, and it makes it very difficult to know which information was shared with whom and what. It's the latest version of a document as well. So that's why we started to build WireDrive. So our goal was really simple. We just wanted to bring conversation and document together in one secure place. So a place where users can easily find information, organize their content, and collaborate on documents in real time. Because we believe that organization, they shouldn't really choose between secure communication and collaboration. But before showing you the product, because yes, I'm going to show you the product, Mark, and the audience. I would like to highlight one of a very important benefit of WireDrive, and this is the context. So a lot of file management tools, they are just used for storing documents, and the context is shared in another platform. So it could be messaging, but also can be emails, for example. But with WireDrive, we do everything at once. So when you are sharing a document, you can share also the context. And it helps really when you come back to a document to understand why a document was shared, who discussed it, what was the decision that were made at that time, and maybe also to which customer it belongs to if you are working in a lot of different projects. Because like a document that can tell you really what happened, but like the conversation around it can really tell you why it happened. Um, so what did we do with Wire Messenger to make this possible? So first, we enhanced the sharing capabilities. So in Wire Drive enable conversation, now every users, they can share up to 10 files at the same time. The files can be of different types, and you can also add a message on the top of it to provide the context. And then what we did as well is we added a new tab on the top of the conversation, which is called Share Drive. And in this shared drive, what you're going to do, what you're going to find is all the documents that were shared in the conversation. And here you can organize the files. So you can create folders, you can add tags to find them in a very efficient way. And what is very interesting and quite new for Wire is that for any new participant that are added into the conversation, they are automatically granted access to all the files that were shared previously. So you don't need to give access to all the documents one by one or reshare with anyone that is new joining your project. And also, super interestingly, the opposite also happens. If someone needs to leave the conversation, then they lose immediate access to all the documents that were shared in that conversation. Of course, we thought that teams can also collaborate with external parties, and we provide time-limited sharing external links. So you can share document externally with partners if you need, and it's time limited and it's also protected by password. So not everyone can access your document if they don't have the password. Um, and something that we are very excited about is that users, they can create directly documents in Drive, but they can also collaborate in real time. So now I would like to show you how it works. So we're going to show you a video. Awesome. So this is a project conversation, and here Chris is sharing a document with his colleagues. He's adding some context, where he's asking his colleagues to get some comment on the document. So it's a docx, and you see everything is combined in one message. You can see a preview of the document, and his colleague can react on the message. And here comes shared drive. So this is the space where you have all your documents. You can create new folders, you can create new documents, you can also access to a recycle bin, and you have a couple of different actions that you can perform on all the different documents. You can rename them, you can put them into folders. And what I'm very excited to share and show this morning is the uh, editing capacity that we added with Collabora. So Chris opened the document and he can really see in real time the users from the conversation editing the document. So he can see that. So for example, Rebecca is also editing the document. And now, when it comes back to Wire, then there is a new option, and this option is version history. So you can see what happened in that document, who edited it, what are the latest versions. If you want, you can restore one previous version, and you can also download. So this is good, very good, because you don't need to share a document 10 times to have all the different versions. Everything is stored in one secure space. So this is just an example on how Wired Drive can help team work together on a project. And there is one last thing, Mark, that I would like to mention is that if users have Drive enabled in their team, they also have access to one space where they can find all the documents that were shared in all Drive-enabled conversation to really find the documents they are looking for, because we can imagine that it's very hard to to remember which document were shared in which conversation. So we really want to help teams to be faster at finding documents.
Thank you so much, Marie. This is absolutely awesome. Quick question, can you hear me? Which is really good because I can't hear you. And this
Oh.
is like, yeah, I'm trying to follow. This is like the first time that ever happened to me in a webinar. This is really amazing. I'll try to watch your lips more closely now. So we're gonna
Yeah,
we're
no, I
gonna
can
get this.
definitely hear
Like
you.
this will work.
Awesome, Mark.
So
Let's go.
I can totally imagine more use cases also. Now, after I've seen the Wire Drive demo, I can totally see more use cases where people would then really benefit from using Wire Drive together with Wire. Just think about fallback communication. This is one of the cases, like just in case your primary system that you're using for communication and collaboration doesn't work. That actually has always been a valid scenario for Wire, and now with Drive, even more so. We can even help you to standardize on a single tool instead of managing communication and collaboration separately. One more concrete example is industries that have to provide specific documents at all times, even when their main system is down, like standard operating procedures for a utilities company or safety data sheets in the chemical industry. And based on the NIS2 directive, the same industries also need to have a fallback system for communication. So Wire, with the Wire Drive add-on, provides a fantastic, easy solution. Another example that comes to mind is the coordination between frontline workers and back office, which today is often done via consumer tools like WhatsApp and the likes. It's not great. Just saying, it's not great. Imagine retail chains with multiple stores and shift planning as an example, or industrial operations across factories, utilities, and plants. One of their challenges is to coordinate the mobile workers across shifts. And I've heard more than once that those shift plans and even personnel documents are sent insecurely via WhatsApp. So Wire and Wire Drive can be a real game changer for those scenarios. Every single message, every audio and video call are end-to-end encrypted, and every document is secured in transit and encrypted at rest, allowing collaboration. Marie, let's look a little bit into the future together. What are the further plans with Wire Drive?
Sure. So WireDrive is only at the beginning of its journey. We want to continue to work on collaboration and to make it even more integrated into Wire. So one of our next step is to help our teams to collaborate with external partners. So soon users from teams that are outside of your on team will be able to join the conversation, but they're gonna have limited access. So then it will prevent any sensitive information to leaving uh, your secure space. And we are definitely working hard to make the document upload even faster and even more simpler and intuitive in our tool. So really like our goal stays the same for the future is really like to bring conversation and document collaboration together in one secure place. So teams can really collaborate more efficient in a more efficient way without compromising security.
And I can add from my personal experience and using Wire Drive since the first beta release, Wire Drives adds a ton of value to Wire. Like, no need to switch between tools when working on a project. Marie, thank you so much, and everyone outside as well
Thank
who
you,
is
Mark.
watching this webinar right now. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are now super happy to answer a couple of your questions. Feel free to also reach out to us for a tailored demo and discussion around your specific use cases. For asking questions, you will see that button in the tool, and we already got some of the first ones in. Let me check. I think the first one is probably for you, Marie. Does OneDrive also work on mobile?
Yes, yeah, thank you for the question. Yes, so WireDrive is available in our apps on iOS and on Android. Users using the apps, they can do everything I just show and I explain. But we also added new capabilities on mobile. So for example, users can decide which files can be available offline. So if they are out of a internet connection, they can still access their files um, um, wherever they want.
Cool. Sounds good. Sounds good. And another question, also more for you, I guess. Can I collaborate with external partners or suppliers as well?
So yes, so at the moment, how it works is that you can share a document that is not, you can share a document that is shared in your shared drive with external partners if you want. So they don't need to have a Wire account. For this, you need to create an public link, external public link. It can be protected by password and also time limited. So this is how it's happening now. But soon, external users can also join the conversation. They can be guests or also personal users. They could access to the conversation, and they will have limited access to the documents.
Cool.
Okay, so yeah, now maybe a questions for you, Mark. So can you tell us how OneDrive is different from SharePoint or maybe Google Drive or Dropbox?
That's a really good question. You know where I used to work before. So it's a really good question, but what makes OneDrive different is mainly that files and conversations really live together in the same environment. And this is super important. This context switching that you no longer need to do. So instead of really switching between messaging tools, emails, and file repositories, teams can now really collaborate around documents directly within the context of their discussions. And this context, I think you already also mentioned that during your talk, like context is super important for all of this. So for organizations with really strong security, compliance, and digital sovereignty requirements, I would say OneDrive combines document collaboration with a trusted security foundation that Wire is known for, and that definitely is a differentiator.
Awesome, thank you, Mark. Maybe another question for you. Can we also get WireDrive on premise?
Now, really good question again, because people will obviously know that Wire is a tool, Wire itself without Drive is available in the cloud, in a hybrid environment, and also on premise. And the same is 100% true for WireDrive. So we offer cloud and on-prem deployment based on what you or what our customers really need. And we are, of course, happy to also discuss some specific requirements, like hybrid approaches as an example. So the answer to that is a definitive yes. With
Awesome.
that, I'm just looking. Any other questions? Are there any other questions coming in from the crowd? So one question that is coming up and that I think we should answer, because it's also an important question. Marie, do you want to take it or should I take it? So the question is WireDrive also end-to-end encrypted? Do you want to take it? Should I take it?
However you want. I can take it. I can take it. No worries. So at moment, WireDrive is not end-to-end encrypted. Files stored in WireDrive, they are secure in transit and encrypted at rest. So we are really following industry best practices, and this is still a secure environment. And because like WireDrive is really designed to make document collaboration simple, with a high level of security.
Fantastic. Cool. Marie, those are the questions from now.
Awesome.
And I would say this is already the end of our webinar. That went by fast and it took
Yes.
24 minutes. So we're going to give you all a little bit of time back. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Of course, there will be a recording. We will reach out to you afterwards. Marie, was a pleasure working with you on this one.
Likewise. Thanks a lot, Mark.
Have a great day and hope to see you in our next webinar.
Yes, thanks a lot, everyone, for joining. Have a very nice day. Bye.